In a distant land, hidden among the lush green hills of rolling hills, there was a peaceful village deeply intertwined with nature. This village was different not only because of its beauty, but also because of the wisdom it held within. Here, a group of young students lived, striving to learn the most important lessons of life. They were guided by a respected and wise master. But this education was not just about books or words. For these students, learning was not just about acquiring knowledge. They were trying to discover the true meaning of life, to understand people and the world better. They reflected on concepts such as virtue, honesty, and righteousness, searching for ways to become good and righteous individuals. However, as they walked the path of wisdom, they had to learn not only which virtues to acquire, but also which mistakes to avoid. So, what qualities should we stay away from to become truly wise people? What are the behaviors that do not deserve respect? Just as they were seeking answers to these questions, an evening arrived that changed their lives. The master decided to share the wisdom he had accumulated over the years with his students. But this lesson was very different from the others. Before starting the video, I have a small request from you. If you find this type of content useful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. You can also share your thoughts in the comments and join the discussion. Now, sit back and listen to this unique story. One evening, as the sun slowly sank below the horizon, the sky turned into warm golden hues. Nature had transformed into a portrait of tranquility. The children gathered under an ancient tree in the center of the village, its wide branches providing shelter. This tree had been a refuge for the villagers for years, witnessing history unfold. For the children, it was a comforting sanctuary. As they sat in a circle, their hearts and minds were filled with questions about the qualities that did not deserve respect. One of the students gathered courage and asked, "Master, we have learned much about the qualities of a virtuous and wise person. But can you also tell us which qualities and behaviors do not deserve respect? What characteristics and actions harm both the individual and others?" The master nodded with a peaceful smile and began to speak in a calm, deep voice. To respect someone is to acknowledge their virtues, their goodness, and the value they bring to the world. However, it is also important to understand the qualities that do not deserve respect and to avoid them. Let me enlighten you on this matter. The master paused briefly before continuing. The first quality that does not deserve respect is arrogance. Arrogant individuals tend to see themselves as superior to others and feel the need to place themselves above others. This sense of superiority leads them to look down on people and belittle them. Arrogance not only distances a person from valuable friendships, but also prevents them from learning important lessons. This quality, which hinders personal growth, is far from wisdom. Because true wisdom begins with acknowledging that there is always more to learn and improve upon. Life always introduces us to new knowledge and experiences, but arrogance closes the doors to them. The students listened carefully, engraving every word into their minds. The master continued. The second quality that does not deserve respect is dishonesty. Dishonesty indicates a lack of integrity and trustworthiness. When someone chooses to distort the truth, instead of speaking honestly or alters reality for their own benefit, it damages trust and harms all kinds of relationships. Trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. Without trust, the bonds between people weaken and reach a breaking point. In an environment where dishonesty prevails, true unity cannot exist. This is why honesty is an extremely valuable virtue. Honest individuals are seen as trustworthy because their words and actions align. Avoiding dishonesty strengthens our relationships and earns us long-term trust. After scanning his students for a moment and seeing that they were listening attentively, the master continued. The third quality that does not deserve respect is selfishness. Selfish individuals tend to prioritize their own desires and wants over the needs of others. This kind of behavior does not only harm the individual, but also disrupts the harmony and cooperation within a community. Selfishness manifests in different ways, such as avoiding helping others or acting in a way that prioritizes personal gain over the well-being of others. Selfish actions weaken trust and create conflicts among people. Therefore, by avoiding selfishness, we must prioritize social well-being over individual interests and understand the importance of solidarity. Noticing that he had captured the student's interest, the master continued. The fourth quality that does not deserve respect is cruelty. Cruelty refers to the act of deliberately causing harm and inflicting suffering on others. Compassion and empathy, on the other hand, are virtues that allow us to understand and share the feelings of others. It is important in any society for people to understand one another, approach others with kindness, and support those who are weak. Cruelty is the opposite of these virtues and is morally unacceptable. In the journey of wisdom and virtue, recognizing cruelty and staying away from it is of vital importance. Where cruelty exists, peace and trust cannot thrive. The master then continued. And lastly, the fifth quality that does not deserve respect is laziness. Laziness is the lack of desire to fully utilize one's abilities. The young students listened carefully as the master continued. Cruelty is the opposite of all these virtues. When a person deliberately harms others, they weaken society and destroy the sense of trust. For someone walking the path of wisdom, recognizing cruelty and staying away from it is of vital importance. Because where cruelty exists, there is neither peace nor trust. That is why a wise person must nurture compassion in their heart, choose justice over power, and love over fear. The students' eyes were fixed on their master. Each of them was thinking about how they could apply this wisdom to their own lives. The master paused for a moment, then took a deep breath and spoke about the last important trait. And the fifth quality that does not deserve respect is laziness, he said. Laziness is the lack of desire to fully utilize one's abilities. The master looked at his students one last time and continued. Laziness is also an important trait that does not deserve respect. His eyes wandered over the students. Seeing them listening intently pleased him. Laziness, he continued, is when an individual avoids fully using their talents and potential. A person who chooses to procrastinate, avoid effort, and remain in their comfort zone instead of fulfilling their responsibilities does not benefit themselves or society. However, true success and growth require effort. Fulfilling our duties helps us progress both individually and as a society. That is why we must avoid laziness and strive to improve ourselves a little more each day. The students realized that laziness was not just a personal issue, but also a major obstacle to societal progress. The master gently nodded and moved on to the next topic. Another trait that does not deserve respect is narrow-mindedness. His voice was filled with wisdom that resonated deep within the students' souls. Narrow-minded individuals do not accept different ideas and perspectives. They believe that their own thoughts are the only correct ones and are closed off to new ideas and change. However, true wisdom lies in being open to learning and growth. Life is a journey where we can always learn new things. When people are open to new perspectives, they can build stronger and more harmonious communities. That is why we must be careful to remain open-minded and accept that our own truths are not absolute. The students felt the weight of these words. They understood how important it was to question their own thoughts and respect different viewpoints. Seeing the understanding in their expressions, the master touched on one final point. And finally, jealousy. As soon as he uttered this word, some of the students began reflecting on their own emotions. Jealousy was a feeling that could consume a person from within, sometimes taking hold of them without them even realizing it. Jealousy, the master said, is a negative emotion directed toward the success or possessions of others. This feeling damages relationships and hinders personal growth. Jealousy arises when a person constantly compares themselves to others and underestimates their own potential. However, instead of wasting our energy on envy, we should direct it toward our own goals. Rather than resenting the success of others, we should appreciate them, take inspiration from them, and continue on our own path. Remember, jealousy is one of the greatest obstacles to both individual happiness and societal harmony. The students listened to these words with great attention. The master saw the understanding in their eyes and with a gentle smile concluded his words. True wisdom is not only about learning virtues. It is also about knowing which traits do not deserve respect and staying away from them. In life, knowing not only what to do, but also what to avoid makes us better people. That night, the students did not just learn a lesson. They gained an understanding that would guide them for the rest of their lives. The master's words were engraved in their minds, and each one of them was determined to apply these teachings in their own life. If you found this story inspiring, you can show your support by liking the video. Also, don't forget to share these valuable teachings with your friends. For more moments of motivation and peace, subscribe to our channel. Your participation nourishes our journey and helps us walk the path of enlightenment together. Thank you for being a part of our community.